Hi everybody, my name is Alex Sheen, founder of Because I Said I Would, here on week 1 of 52 Promises 2015. I don't know if I'm going to make a video every week. I don't want to promise that yet, but I probably will. We'll see. I'm here in Because I Said I Would office. This is Wade. Say hi, Wade.
Hey.
Wade is working on another video, but I got to record something, or I feel like I should, at least for the first one, right? So this year is about volunteering. No, it's not. It's about learning something new every year, and it's something that an idea I got from volunteering. You know, you learn so much from these nonprofit organizations, the challenges they're trying to face, facts, statistics, programs, all this stuff, and I felt that there was more for me to learn about this world, and I needed to make a concentrated effort towards that. So that's what this year is going to be about. I'm still going to volunteer at least 12 places this year in 2015. I do not want to give up on volunteering. That is not something that I believe anyone should do, so I will find my places there. But what did I want to learn in the first week? I don't know where this popped up, but I don't know how the Electoral College worked. I didn't know until really today. And that's kind of embarrassing because it's a super important thing. But I just wanted to take some time to get to that. You know, Because I Said I Would is often about all those promises we say we're going to do. We pretend like they matter, and then we just never get to it. And so while this might be small, it only took me 15 minutes to really understand. If I don't make these types of promises, it just never happens, and that might be true for your life as well. So how does the Electoral College work? Well, I'm not an expert on it, so I'm not gonna say that, but I watched a couple videos. One was from TED Ed, and that's the TED people, TED.com. And then the second one was from, I think it was CGP Kelly, and that was just a YouTube channel that really explains some things pretty fluently. So I watched their two main videos, and then I watched another video on what's wrong with the Electoral College, and I'll really briefly explain it, but I'm going to suggest that you go watch those videos if you really want to understand what the Electoral College is about. Basically, we don't actually vote for our president here in the United States. It's not like my vote goes to the president directly. It's my vote goes to an elector that then votes for the president. How true is that? Well, actually, when we vote in early November for the president, that vote actually doesn't really mean anything until the elector later in December takes his or her thought on who should be president and then votes, and that's why it actually comes to fruition in December. So how does the Electoral College kind of function? Well, you have 538 people in the Electoral College, so that's 100 people for each person in the Senate, and then you have 438, which is the number of House of Representatives, and then you have but it's not just as simple as that, because each state starts with 3 minimum, and then it goes from there. So it doesn't really make sense in the way that it's distributed, but that really is designed to give the states, small states with small populations, a little bit more power so that the big states don't overeat them. Now, there's a bunch of things that are wrong with the Electoral College. I just want to point out one thing that I learned, and you know, I just was introduced to really more in-depth information, so maybe I'm wrong when I say this, but in the videos I watched, essentially that elector doesn't have to vote the way that we suggest them to vote. Now that's ridiculous. It could be 100% for one candidate, and they don't have to say, "Oh, I'm going to put my vote in for." It's not some mandated thing, which is really messed up, and that's fundamentally not a democracy, in my opinion. And so I know there were some weird things about like the Electoral College, but that is a little bit like disturbing. I guess 3 times in American history there were presidents elected that didn't receive the popular vote. Now they were by smaller margins, but the system by its design is flawed. It's flawed 5% of the time, basically. So that's not cool. After watching those videos, I do not believe in the Electoral College. I think it's not even silly. That's too light of a word. It's wrong. But, you always want to learn more and more and more about how things actually function. I know states' rights are important, and, federal government is important. There's always a balance between things, but it just seems off to me. I encourage you to learn more, not just about the Electoral College, but about how your country's political system works. That's a little bit about why I've selected this promise to be the first one of 2015, and hope you tune in next week for my rambles. Peace.